You've seen it in every fridge, every restaurant, and probably in your hand right now. But what if I told you Pepsi was this close to disappearing forever? I'm not talking about a bad sales quarter. I'm talking bankruptcy, collapse, game over. Coke laughed, investors walked, the world nearly forgot Pepsi ever existed. But then something shocking happened, a comeback so wild it turned a dying brand into a global empire. How did Pepsi survive? Who saved it? And what secret move flipped the entire soft drink industry on its head? Stick around, because the answer might just change the way you see failure forever. Hey there, and welcome to Roots to Riches. If you're passionate about success stories, you're in the right place. This channel explores how some of the world's most iconic companies rose from humble beginnings, overcame challenges, and achieved greatness. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you're always up to date with our inspiring stories and practical tips for your own journey. Your support means the world. Share these stories with others, and let's spread the inspiration together. Thanks for being here. Let's begin. What if I told you the world's second largest soda empire once filed for bankruptcy? Not once, not twice, but 3 times. You've had Pepsi with a burger, maybe with pizza, maybe with a broken heart and a side of regret on a Friday night. But did you know Pepsi was almost wiped off the face of the earth? Almost gone. Forever. But what happened next? That part shocked the world. So if you've ever felt like giving up, like the world stacked against you, this story is for you. Let's rewind. The year 1893. A small-town North Carolina pharmacist named Caleb Bradham wanted to invent something new, something refreshing, something to compete with, Coke. So what did he do? He brewed a drink he called Brad's Drink. Yeah, not exactly what you'd want in a Super Bowl ad. Hey, want a Brad's Drink? No thanks, I'll take literally anything else. Thankfully, he rebranded to Pepsi Cola, a name inspired by dyspepsia or indigestion. Ironically, the drink meant to help digestion would one day give Coca-Cola executives major indigestion. Now here's where it gets real. Pepsi was doing okay until sugar prices exploded after World War I. Bradham had stocked up on sugar like a doomsday prepper. Unfortunately, the prices crashed and his business crumbled. Boom. Bankruptcy number 1, 1923. Pepsi was gone, just like that. Now pause. Let me ask you something. Have you ever bet on something that didn't go the way you thought? Ever thought, if I just wait a little longer, it'll turn around? Bradham did, and it cost him everything. But Pepsi refused to die. Over the next few years, the brand bounced between new owners like a foster puppy no one wanted. Then came the Great Depression, and here's where the plot thickens. Coca-Cola was dominating, but Pepsi made one small move that would change everything. They doubled the size of their bottle to 12 ounces and kept the price at 5 cents. Coke, still charging 5 cents for 6 ounces. Now what happens when you're broke in a depression and see 2 bottles, one double the size, same price? Pepsi's clever jingle, Pepsi Cola hits the spot, 12 full ounces, that's a lot, became a radio hit. Cue cheesy 1930s music. Twice as much for a nickel too, Pepsi Cola is the drink for you. They used relatability, humor, practicality, and it worked. But don't get too comfortable, because then came bankruptcy number 2. Then, bankruptcy number 3. Enter Alfred N. Steele, a former Coca-Cola executive who jumped ship to lead Pepsi in 1950. Why? Maybe he saw the underdog. Maybe he wanted revenge. Or maybe he just believed in second chances. This man didn't just sell soda, he sold hope. He rebranded Pepsi for the youth, made it trendy, exciting, sexy even, which is weird to say about a soda, but hey, it worked. He married Joan Crawford, yes, the Hollywood star, and brought celebrity power to Pepsi. Product placement, TV commercials, flashy campaigns, and the rise began. By the 1980s, Pepsi was no longer just surviving, it was thriving. And then came the moment that flipped the script. The Cola Wars. Pepsi challenged Coke to a blind taste test, the Pepsi Challenge. And people chose Pepsi. Even Michael Jackson moonwalked into a Pepsi deal and set his hair on fire doing it, but that's a whole different video. The point is, Pepsi learned to fight, not by being Coca-Cola, but by being the bold alternative. They didn't try to be better at Coke's game, they created their own. Now, here's the part where I talk to you. Have you ever felt like you're on the edge? Like you're one mistake away from it all falling apart? Maybe you've gone through your own bankruptcies, emotionally, financially, spiritually. Maybe people wrote you off, passed you around, laughed at your failure. But look, so was Pepsi. 3 bankruptcies, mocked by competitors, written off by experts, and yet they rose. Because they didn't quit, because someone, like Alfred Steele, saw potential when no one else did. Sometimes all it takes is one bold move, one decision to get back up, and maybe, just maybe, your comeback will be what shocks the world next. This is your Pepsi moment. The world might not believe in you yet, but you're not done, because just like Pepsi, you might be this close to something great. So here's your choice. Fade out quietly or rise up louder than ever before. Pepsi wasn't supposed to make it. The odds were stacked. The giants were laughing. The world moved on. But it didn't die. It adapted. It fought back. It shocked the world and earned its place as a cultural icon. If a bankrupt soda company can rise from the ashes to challenge a global empire, what's stopping you? Maybe your back's against the wall. Maybe the world's written you off. But you are one idea, one pivot, one bold move away from your own comeback story. Because just like Pepsi, you're not done yet, and the world hasn't seen the best of you. So here's the real question. Will your next move shock the world too? Hit that subscribe button. Share this with someone who's going through it, because their comeback story, just like Pepsi's, might be one decision away. And remember, if Pepsi can survive 3 bankruptcies and still be your burger's best friend, you've got this.